Hello and welcome to Train Sim TV. In today's video we're on the Southampton to Bournemouth route and we're going to have a go on the Lymington Branch. It's a part of the route I haven't actually played yet, and I mean this route's been out for quite a while now, about a year or so, and I found this scenario on ATS. We thought we'd have a little go of it. It's something a little bit different as well, because apparently class 4, 5, 6s don't actually, or haven't apparently ever run on this line. I think it's mainly ever been like, I think 159s possibly, and 450s, and obviously slam door stock back in the earlier days, before like the modernisation era took place. So we're going to have a go there and back. We're going to do a full round trip on this. I think it's about 28 minutes long. It comes under our short series video, as you will. So you'll find many other short videos as well as this one in the playlist. So, welcome driver. This morning you will be taking charge of 1 Juliet 05, the 0659 South Western Railway service from Brockenhurst to Lymington Pier. When you reach Lymington Pier, you will change ends and also carry out the return journey as 1 Juliet 06. The 0714 from Lymington Pier back to Brockenhurst. Please open your doors and allow the passengers to board, press T, and then prepare your train for departure. Okie dokie, so let's get this thing going. And it's a 456. It's another thing we don't do very often in terms of driving. So let's get some lights on. I think that's... We are still fairly early in the morning, really, aren't we? So we do want them... There we go. Try and get them on the right way. Right, let's get our doors open. Right, so key in. Let's get some bits and pieces on here. Instrument lights already on. We've got our lights on. Let's get the DRA off. Do we have a destination thing to play with? I think it's automatic actually on the F6, is it? No. Okay, maybe not. I don't actually know. No idea. Was it over there? Ah, hang on. Right, we've got South Western Railway on there. Right. Okay. We have no idea what code we're doing. Is there a number on the briefing? Nope. Ideally, I should probably get the manual at this stage, but I'm just going to sort of guess. Error. Of course it is. Okay, right, well, we're not going to be doing that. Unless I go and have a look in my manual. I've had a look through the manual, and it would appear that Lymington Pier doesn't exist. Well, it didn't exist on the train sim at the time that the Class 4, 5, 6 came out, so we're not going to have it. And we can't even have Brockenhurst coming back, so unfortunately they're going to have to stay blank. Anyway, right, off we go. Away we go. So we've got a 4-car set, so lots of 2-car coupled together. So the sun's sort of just on its way up as well, so I'm assuming by the time we get back it might be well on its way up. Right, so we want some windows, don't we? With that motor thrash. I mean, the 456 has been out a good few years now, and obviously there's not actually a lot of destinations in the manual from AP. Sadly, it would be nice if these were possibly updated to have extras on, but I don't think that'll ever happen, unfortunately, but never mind. Right, so Lymington Town is 4.45 miles away. It's 45 mile an hour from this point onwards as well. So the branch itself is 5.6 miles long as well. 50 mile an hour top running speed, although I can't actually see 60. I'm just reading some bits and pieces off the internet here, just a little bit of background information really, off the route. So obviously that's Summits Lane. It actually is operated by Class 450s as well, it's saying on here. I am reading a bit Wikipedia, by the way. I'm being a little bit lazy here. again, it's somewhere I don't really know much about in terms on the railway network. It's a line I've never done in my life. It's in real life and in TS. So we are entering new territory. Well, I am anyway. You guys might have seen it before, but it's all new to me. So we've got Lymington Town and Lymington Pier, and then obviously we're going to be changing hands and doing the same on the return. Due back at Brockenhurst about 7:25. Nearly missed the AWS then. So of course we're in the New Forest part of the route. To 60 miles per hour. So I'm just going to give you a bit of Wikipedia, Gem. So basically, the Lymington Branch is a railway that runs from Brockenhurst to Lymington Pier, both in the New Forest. The railway line is around 9 kilometres and 5.6 miles long, and is a single track throughout its length. It diverges from the South Western Main Line at Lymington Junction, and at Lymington Pier, the trains connect with right-link ferry services to Yarmouth on the Isle of Wight. The Lymington Branch is electrified using the 750-volt DC third rail system, and as usual in the former southern region of British Railways. Used to be a few other stations on this line as well. I'm just looking at the map for the routes. There used to be Shirley Holmes Halt, Empress Works Halt, and then obviously you've got your Lymington Town, cross over the Lymington River, and then go to the pier. So you used to have 2 other stations on this line. I don't know if they're replicated in the route, or if it's all disused platform or anything, but if we see any of them, we will point them out. Slow this thing down. So Lymington Town is only 2 miles away. Again, as always, I will put the scenario link into the details below if you want to have a little look at this one yourself. Really simple, doesn't need much of your AI requirements at all. I think it's just the route in the class 4, 5, 6, and then Ash Clark's South Western Railway branding and destinations patch 2. So pretty much simple in terms of what you need on this one. As to be expected for a short half-hour drive on a little branch. Some tarmac on this bit. Christ. That looks lovely, that does. Really love the winter sunrises with the AP pack. So we'll be down to 20 mile an hour in about just over a mile, just before we get to the next station. We'll drop down as well in gradients in a moment. So here is one of the old stations, so that must be it's either Shirley Holmes Halt or Empress Works Halt. I'm going to go with the latter. I reckon one of the stations was up near the beginning of the branch, and obviously that's been well and truly gone. So to me, I reckon that's Empress Works Halt. So slowing ourselves down for the 20 mile an hour speed drop, and it's 20 mile an hour all the way then through down to the pier. Moving forward. So we're just coming up to the Lymington Town level crossing, crossing over the B3054 road. And the station is just situated, I think it's on the right hand side. The 4-car marker at the end of the station there. That's quite cool. It's got the actual little totem signs as well. Or totem, shall I call them? Not totem, totem. Nice little station. I feel like I'm doing like a little review here. I mean, I've never been down here, but the route's been out so long I don't feel like it needs a review, but it's nice. It's quite a cool looking station. I like the canopy. He doesn't quite know where he's getting on. He didn't know where he was going then. Probably could have gone a little bit further forward, to be honest. I could have got the rest of the train in. Remember that for the way back. On arrival at Lymington Pier, you will need to open the doors, reset the cab, switch to the other cab and of the train, and then prepare for its departure. Okie dokie. I think the money shot's going to be coming back into it. Hopefully the sun might be a little bit further up. I love this. This is brilliant. So DTG did a very good job with this route when it came out. I know there was a few issues with it, as with other routes. I mean, them ones we've never seen. I don't think we've ever seen them issues fixed, but it was still a very good route when it came out, even for its length. I would love to see an extension of this down to Weymouth, personally. Lymington Pier. It's not taking us long to get down here at all. With a 4-car marker again, this one. That's good. Alright, so we need to shut the cab down. So get our lights onto tail. Key off. Put the DRA on as well. Let's get the windows up. I've got our lighting on or not actually. No, I think it was on. I didn't realise that there was a destination blind thing on the side here, but it definitely doesn't have what we need. As far as I can see, definitely doesn't. We'll go back with South Western Railway, I think. 00253. There we go, South Western. Ooh, right. There we go, some lights on. Yeah, the sun's on its way up now. Well, Not in the view, but we can see it in the horizon. Alright, so we've got a little bit of recovery time here with your favourite 14 past. So I'm going to go over a little bit of information, some origins of the route. So the line had been constructed by the Lymington Railway Company, which was authorised on the 7th of July 1856 with a capital of £21,000. It was to be built from the London and South Western Railway, the LSWR, at Brockenhurst to Lymington Town Quay. The company was authorised to purchase the quay and the town bridge and to build the jetty. So I'm assuming this is the jetty. Yep. Which is really cool. Oh, back to fun times. Going on to say, so the short line was constructed quickly, and an inaugural passenger train ran on the 8th of May 1858. However, this was before the visit of the Board of Trade Inspecting Officer, and when he made the inspection, he expressed his satisfaction, but now the LSWR requiring additional work on the track before it will start operations. After this work was done, the line opened on the 12th of July 1858 with the LSWR working it. Goods traffic probably started on the 23rd of July 1858. The jetty was not open until the 1st of June 1861, so there was a couple of years gap before the jetty came. So I'm assuming the way the station looks is that it must have been maybe here, and then this is an extension. I'm guessing, could be wrong. I'm sure someone might be able to point us out in the right direction for that one. Independent ferry operators crossing the Lymington from Lymington to the Isle of Wight, and the company tried to interest the LSWR in using Lymington as a ferry terminal, but without success. At the time, there was a bitter competition between the LSWR and the London, Brighton and South Coast Railway, resulting in extremely cheap fares via Portsmouth. A further act of 21st of July 1859 authorised the company to purchase the river ferry to Boulder, I think, and to charge tolls on the Lymington Bridge. A further 11,800 capital was authorised at this time. The original Lymington station was dilapidated. No, Jesus Christ, I've absolutely killed that. Dilapidated. Jesus wept. I can't read. I've lost where I'm at now. Dilapidated and was said to be dangerous, and a new Lymington station was opened in the 19th of September 1860. A station was opened at Shirley Holmes, so that's one of the ones I mentioned on the map before, and that was at about it's about a mile from Lymington Junction. That was, so that actually isn't on the route. What we've just seen, we haven't seen any replications to that on the route. And that was opened on the 10th of October 1860. The station was not entered into public timetables and was closed when the Sway line opened in 1888. Okie dokie, right, let's get ourselves in here and get ourselves moving. I'll go over a bit more in a minute. Also in 1878, the agreement was reached by the LSWR to purchase the line, and this took effect on the 21st March 1879. Now I want to try and get that screenshot with the sun in the background, don't I? Again, apologies for my absolute murder of dilapidated. Mark will be howling and probably giving me some stick when he hears that. That looks better. Look at the colours, lovely. And here he comes around the corner. So again, we're stopping at Lymington Town quite shortly too. I'm just going to try the other side. And that might be a better shot, to be quite honest. Go over a couple of shots there. We might even still be able to use the one with the sunrise in the background. Right, anyway, moving on. Get to the next station. Remembering to get the whole train in the platform this time as well. Better? Oh, perfect. So Lymington's town, so its own commercial activity declined steeply during the existence of the railway, and the steamers that ran on the Isle of Wight assumed an increasing importance. But sitting in the Lymington River often prevented ferries from berthing at the quay. And the walk to and from the jetty was dirty and inconvenient. When the Freshwater, Yarmouth and Newport Railway got its authorising act in 1880, the LSWR determined to extend the Lymington line to reach a deep water berth. This was on the 22nd of August 1881, and they obtained powers to extend the line to a deep water location. The extension to Lymington Pier was 34 chains at 684 metres long, and that opened on the 1st of May 1884. So the principal ferry operator had been the Solent Steam Packet Company, and on the 1st of July 1884 the LSWR purchased the paddle steamers Solent and Mayflower, as well as numerous other smaller vessels. That's quite interesting. There's quite a lot of history behind it. I'm not going to read any more because there's a lot of little Wikipedia gen there, but yeah, it's fairly interesting actually. If you wish to have a little read about the history of the line. Right, so next stop and final stop will be Brockenhurst again, back at platform 4. So I think what happens is this same, it just goes back and forwards all day on the shuttle. Slam doors, I believe, actually ran quite late on this line before they got withdrawn. I'm just reading here, so there was a unit, I think, that ran on the line possibly, I think it was like mid-2000s, I think. I mean, I can see here that South Western Trains, a 159 oversaw the running of the line in terms of taking over what used to run, which was the slam door stock, and there's a picture here, it's dated on the 17th of July 2009, so I don't know if it was around that sort of same time when they disappeared. It says here, in summer 2009, South West Trains announced plans to replace the Heritage EMUs with more modern units, the Class 158 Sprinters, or 159s with South Western Trains, into on the weekdays, and the Class 450 on the weekends. But then I think it's now 450s all the way through, to be fair. That's fairly interesting. It's quite an interesting span of different units on here. FPS decent on this section. I get a bit of a tile stutter in there, but I'm getting like 70 FPS, which is nice. Certainly a lot more than what the West Coast main line gives me. Still waiting on the update for that, aren't we, at the minute? I've read on the DTG forum there was a second post from, I think, Sam, stating that they're still working on it. So, fingers crossed for a promising outcome on that very soon. And again, we will cover that on another video. No doubt Mark will do it, because obviously he did the first video. So, he'll be going over it and seeing what differences there is. Coming up as well in the videos, one from a series that we haven't done for a while will be the Cumbrian Coast Dev Diary. Been very busy with the JT side of things, so I am going to be getting back onto doing another Dev Diary very, very soon actually. Probably won't be that far behind this, to be fair, so do look out for that one. Just showing you the progress of what's happened since, I think the last one probably might have been around June time, so it has been quite a gap. I know the last one I did do was before the birth of my second son, so that was definitely a good 3 months ago, nearly now, when that video probably took place. I've done some streaming with it about a week or so actually. I did some route building on the stream at Milham, so that's what we'll cover on the video, just to show you guys the progress. It's getting there slowly. Milham's the last sort of milestone before that first phase of the route is done in terms of scenery. Other jobs will be like terrain painting and stuff like that, but we'll cover it all in the video just so you guys get to see. Along with many other bits and pieces. Hoping to do a retro series as well, doing MSTS. Trying to get a bit of a collection going once again. I've got stuff already, but I'm trying to build a bit more of a collection up, getting some other add-ons for it. Sort of relive the memories of MSTS in some videos, which would be quite cool. Might not be to everyone's taste, but no doubt someone will enjoy it. So that's what we're doing it for. I think we need to get some artwork done for that. So our usual style of video intro, but we're going to do a retro themed one, so it'll be a bit more oldie looking. Right, so this is the last signal before the station. It's been a nice little enjoyable run, that. Sun's on its way up now, it's getting brighter. Again, the video scenario you've seen here, that will be in the description, so if you want to download this scenario you can go and grab that. Don't forget, if you've enjoyed the video, you can like, share, subscribe, leave some comments. We do like to hear from you guys, and if there's any recommendations or things you've seen out there that you'd like us to try and cover, do leave us a bit of feedback, and we'll have a look into that. You can catch us on Twitch. We don't have a set plan as much anymore at the minute, because it's just here and there at the minute myself. But do keep an eye out on the Facebook page and the YouTube community section, where we do our posts and let you guys know when there's going to be a stream early in the day prior to it. We usually put the plan up in there, and that links for the Facebook and everything are also in the description as always. Thank you ever so much for you all for watching as always, and for your continued support. We'll be back very soon with another video. Thank you and goodbye for now.